Oh snap, Glaze is going live.
Yo, check what's coming up next. The Predator and Prey podcast. The podcast that addresses mental health and social injustice issues of today. Brian Glaze Gibbs, the ex-kingpin drug lord and predator, teams up with the Prey, Dr. Elisa, a mental health practitioner.
I think that we have to pick and choose when we are representing the public.
The two are a force to attack those issues no one wants to talk about and gear their goal to help reach the youth of the urban community.
It's difficult to believe that because if anyone chin check you, it could be the end of their life. Like they no longer have a chin. We continue to resolve every conflict with violence, whether it's domestic violence, a lack of communication, a lack of respect for one another.
So the difference is being that we don't like when people hold us accountable, hold ourselves accountable so people won't have to hold us accountable. The court system don't have to hold us accountable because if we do it right the first time, guess what? You don't have to worry about being like a Brian Glaze Gibbs. You know, I can be your grandfather, your great-grandfather.
Not quite.
Both growing up in the slums of Brooklyn, one went straight and narrow, while the other zigzagged around, and yet their paths crossed again to kick the truth to the youth.
Well-respected and sought-after mental and emotional health expert and advocate, Dr. Elisa, founder of Ask Dr. Elisa and PD Consultants and Clinical Services, launched her YouTube channel with an inaugural Inside the Mind of Sinners segment where she sits down face-to-face with the notorious gangster and convicted killer Brian Glaze Gibbs, BGG. The experience that created unspeakable trauma and pain for Dr. Elisa was the assassination of her child's father. Did BGG murder him? Is BGG a psychopath or sociopath? You don't want to miss this long-awaited, unfiltered face-off. Subscribe, and follow Ask Dr. Elisa and BGG platforms to get notifications about this and all other content. The Ask Dr. Elisa channel is dedicated to Dr. Elisa's world and is an interactive solution-based platform for self-discovery, reflection, healing, and from time to time, fun.
Hey, you know what? How you doing? Listen, man. What do you do when you are blessed and highly favored? When you are blessed and you're highly favored, what do? Do you get praise? You have to get praise, folks. I don't care. I constantly look at everything I've been through in life. I remember when my situation looked totally bleak, totally darkness, when I didn't have no tomorrow. I couldn't see past go. I remember being at my darkest moment in my life, being incarcerated in a dark, dingy cell, not knowing that I was going to be free again based upon everything I was up against. But look what happened. It's like I felt like Daniel, who was delivered from the lion den. I was delivered. But at times when you get delivered, you forget where you come from. So a lot of time, what do we do with blessing? How many times you gonna keep getting blessing? How many times you gonna get on your hands and knees and ask for forgiveness and you get that forgiveness? But what you do when you get another opportunity, you have to take full advantage of it. Because once again, if you keep picking that brick, throwing at that prison wall, guess what's gonna happen? Eventually you're gonna run out of luck. You're gonna run out of time. Listen, guys, my name is Brian Glaze Gibbs, and this is my story. This is my ministry, and I'm not your typical minister. What I do is I talk about the good, I talk about the bad, I talk about the ugly. And right now it's come. July 28th will be 25 years that I've been free. 25 years. When I got out, they only gave me 45 to 90 days before they feel I will commit another crime and, get back into that criminal life, and trying to hustle up the land. But guess what? That's what man say. That's not what God say. I knew enough was enough was enough. I knew that what I had to do, get uncomfortable in order to be comfortable. Stop allowing that multi-billion-dollar prison system to be that revolving door, in and out, in and out, in and out. I knew when I walk out there that day, Monday, July 28, 1997, that I was never going back. And I mean it for the very my heart. And you know what? Look what. Let me show you how good God is, man. Like right now I got this book out. A true story, a crack, money, murder, and redemption. The Brian Glaze Gibbs story. Email me at Brian, Brian, Gibbs, Gibbs, 1201 at yahoo.com to place your order. Listen, folks, you see the shipment of book? Right now I got a big order going to a school in New York City. I got a big order of books going to the school. Here it is, this doctor reach out to me, part of the school system, the New York school system, and say, listen, our student need to hear your story. Our student need to understand that guess what? That street life is not for them. Our student need to know and learn from your past transgression, your past mistake. So to me, to get a book order at this magnitude, right now out of nowhere, it's a blessing. And like I tell you folks, listen, here it is. My story is the blueprint to stop your kids, my kids, our grandkids, the future generation, to stop them. You know what I'm saying? From making that multi-billion-dollar prison system their permanent address, to get them to do critical thinking for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, to get them to understand that trouble, that street life is easy to get into, hard to get out. So once again, like I said right now, folks, listen, any organization that's out there that want to get involved with me, that want me to come out and do speaking engagement, my name is Brian Glaze Gibbs. I was once the problem. Now I want to be part of the solution. How? Because my life was spared. Right now it's like Marvin Sapp say. What'd he say? He saw the best in me when everybody else only saw the worst. Right now, only person can judge me. Let he or she who out sin cast the first stone. Right now, I was a sinner. I know I was a sinner. But between the age of 14 and 24, I went astray. I became something that I wasn't. I became this individual that's not me. I hated that person. That person stole 15 years out of my life that I cannot get back. So like I said right now, folks, listen. What I want everybody to do and understand, count your blessing. Never cut yourself or say, I can't do this. I can't ride a bike. I can't read. I can't write. I can't pray. I can't sing. I can't work. I can't get a job. I can't, be a law-abiding, productive citizen. I can do all things through Christ with strength for me. If God be for me, who can be against me? Like I said right now, folks, never in the world that I thought right now was, you know what? This is what I always want to do. How do I get back? When I got a school reaching out to me, ordering books, that's what it's all about. Allowing me to come into their domain. Allowing me to come into these New York City school system. Guess what? That's a blessing. Because once again, like I told you, man, I was once the problem. Now I'm seeking to be part of the solution. Hey, folks, listen. Hit that like button. Share. Right now, get in contact with me. Any organization that's out there that want to be part of the BGG movement, it's best to give and receive. Contact me. Let's do some powerful things. Let's take our street back. Let these kids know right now is, guess what? Life is real. Trouble, easy to get into, hard to get out. Hit that like button, subscribe, share. Hit the notification button. Also, like I say, email me. Brian, Brian, Gibbs, Gibbs, 1201 at yahoo.com. One love.
Yo, check what's coming up next. The Predator and Prey podcast. The podcast that addresses mental health and social injustice issues of today. Brian Glaze Gibbs, the ex-kingpin drug lord and predator, teams up with The Prey, Dr. Elisa, a mental health practitioner.
I think that we have to pick and choose when we are representing the public.
The two are a force to attack those issues no one wants to talk about and gear their goal to help reach the youth of the urban community.
it's difficult to believe that, because if anyone chin check you, it could be the end of their life. Like, they no longer have a chin. We continue to resolve every conflict with violence, whether it's domestic violence, a lack of communication, a lack of respect for one another.
So the difference is, being that we don't like when people hold us accountable, hold ourselves accountable so people won't have to hold us accountable. The court system don't have to hold us accountable, because if we do it right the first time, guess what? You don't have to worry about being like a Brian Glaze Gibbs. You know, I can be your grandfather, your great-grandfather.
Both growing up in the slums of Brooklyn, one went straight and narrow, while the other zigzagged around, and yet their paths crossed again to kick the truth to the youth.
Yo, Glaze! I just got to my favorite part of your book. This is Out of Prison as a New Person. So, page 308, May of 1998. That's actually when I had the pleasure of meeting you, and we worked together on that 10:30 to 3 a.m. shift, which was crazy. My respect level just went up like 10 more notches for you. So I knew about your past. I knew about everything that had gone on. But what I didn't know is you were going from $40,000 a day to, I think we were making $12 an hour there, that night shift. Something crazy. So for you to be able to have that work ethic of going from slinging easy rocks to slinging heavy packages and working that night shift and just being the positive person you were that whole time and offering encouragement to everybody that worked that shift.
Have you checked your tire pressure today?
I don't have a flat.
Have you checked your blood pressure today?
No, I don't feel sick.